All right, I'm going to try something here. A while back, I had a dream that was pretty weird. And so I woke up really early in the morning and decided to write it out like it was a book. And so here, I'll read you the story and see what you guys think. I've never had that great of a relationship with my father. It wasn't bad, there was no real strife or real issue between us. We just never really connected. If I could only go back to that time, my time as a kid, I would have tried to change that. I guess I really don't know how I would change it or what I would do, but however, in this moment, I would give anything to go back. I could do better, I would do better. It's dark with only a few distant streetlights illuminating the parking lot I'm in. Despite being outside a bustling bar and grill, I am alone. Tears streaking down my face, I am sobbing in the way that is just ugly. Holding onto the branches of a dead tree, I try to steady myself, but the pain keeps coming in waves. Flashes of memories fly through my brain as I ugly cry, memories of times past, images of moments seemingly unconnected but so vital in this moment. As the snow starts to fall, the pain increases. I power through the tears and clean myself up, wiping the snot on my jacket shamelessly. At this point, other people's opinions, the notion of shame is the least important thing in the world. What a change. I take a couple deep but unsteady breaths. I walk towards the thrum of laughter inside. I have a choice to make. Easy in theory, but a binary option. But one that makes my gut twist inside. Exactly 1 year ago, Josiah is in a bar and grill on a day that feels like any other to him. He lives in seemingly normal life with his wife and kids. A reasonable childhood that is somewhat unremarkable, but he never really connected with his parents and especially his father. This benign fact changes his life when he sees his dad at the bar and grill and has a painful realization. Today is his dad's birthday and he completely forgot. Thoughts fly through his head about how life has been crazy, the kids, work, any excuse to make why he forgot. The reality is that it's just no longer a significant enough day in his mind to keep track of. A choice arises. Does he go talk to his father and try to dance around the fact that he forgot? Or does he just avoid him and hope he doesn't notice? As he turns around to move towards the door, everything in the bar stops. It's the sudden silence that grips Josiah's mind first. Frozen like everyone surrounding him, he doesn't have time to process what is going on before the voice. This voice booms, but it's so personal, so clear, and omnipresent it feels like it is being piped directly into his brain. Josiah Hernandez, you have been chartered with a Zodal. Your bloodline descends from a long line of Zol people. Your lost connection with your father is a crime of our people. The crime is punishable with a Zodal, a choice. Josiah is levied with a choice because of the crime he has made against his people by breaking the connection with his father, thus breaking the connection with his ancestors. He must choose between his father's life and his. He can delay the choice for 1 year, however, he must choose by midnight of his father's next birthday, a time considered sacred by his people. Obviously, he doesn't believe this is happening, but the omniscient voice seems to be able to control time and space, along with putting visions in his head. Josiah is distraught and disoriented. The voice lets him know that it is releasing him to take this year of reflection to understand the sacrifice and the choice before him. Oh, how time flies. He basically forgets about the whole thing, putting it behind him as some kind of mental breakdown episode. However, things pop up throughout the year that give him pause. Artifacts about this people and stories he hears from his father during holidays and events throughout the year. One through line is that his father keeps bringing up the river. His mother rolls her eyes but conveys that his father has been obsessed with this river after talking to his mother. He had always had this faint memory and recurring dream about walking down the shore of a river and something amazing happens to him. He finally jokes about it offhand to his mother, but she tells him that they lost him in a park for a week. When they found him, he seemed perfectly fine but had a different air about him. Because a feather had been left in his bed, his mother convinced his father that he would return, and it was the tradition of their people. It was a tense week, and his dad nearly broke down and called the police when he walked out of the woods. In the tradition, he wasn't supposed to speak of what happened, and his mother understood. Over time, the memory faded out of William's mind and had only resurfaced this year. This gave Josiah great pause to consider if the events that night at the bar and grill were real or not. His grandmother was getting very old, and the family was concerned about her passing. She remained in good spirits and told them not to worry. She had one more thing to do on this earth, and then she would pass. This initially concerned the family, but everyone chalked it up to Grandma always being very spiritual and connected to her ancestors' tradition. The night arrives. Josiah is shown clear signs that Zodal is real. A choice must be made. He is taken back to the bar and grill where it was originally levied as a temporary space to make his decision. Only once the spirit felt confident that Josiah's mind was clear would he allow him back to reality. Reality is at his mom and dad's house. They are there for his birthday party. Dad is all excited because he feels like he might have found the river and was planning a trip there. He rarely got excited about things, so his family indulged him. They don't usually stay up very late, but his grandma had insisted this year, for the first time, to observe the ancient tradition of celebrating at midnight. There was pushback, but Grandma was adamant. Since her health was declining, everyone felt it was her last wish and obliged. Josiah obviously became more nervous once the time got closer to midnight, but his grandma did her best to comfort him, which was odd because she was usually indifferent to him, bordering on cold. When the time is near, she brings out a seemingly random array of items from her bag. Everyone gathers around to him in awe with nostalgia, since these items are ones that she has kept prominently displayed in every house that she has lived in. One of the items is a boy. That was in the dream. One of the items was a boy. His eyes are almost closed in sadness, but peeking through are these brilliant blue eyes. It always amazed the grandkids, and there are rumors of magical powers powering those eyes. The adults always shook it off as some kind of glass eye and trick of light. The boy was carved from what seemed like a single piece of wood, and it was just generally sad in his demeanor. An odd thing to have around. There was also a box that was crafted of fine metal and had some small medallions in it with symbols engraved into them. Another point of heated debate between the grandkids and some of the adults, frankly, as to what the purpose of this box was. Grandma had always dodged the questions, and bringing them out like this felt like something truly magical was about to happen. As Grandma gathers everyone around near midnight, when the clock strikes 12, a rush of wind blows through the house and the voice returns. This time everyone hears it. It tersely explains Zodal and that Josiah had been levied with a choice. It causes a fervor amongst the family and most obviously amongst Josiah's wife. She tries to grab him, but she can't. The voice explains that for millennia, people have tried to stop Zodal in every way possible, but it cannot be reversed. Josiah, in a protective bubble, looks around at his family. Everyone seems to understand he is going to choose himself, since him and his father have never got along. The conclusion is so far gone that his father starts saying his goodbyes and asking his family to find the river for him and spread his ashes there. He has an odd calm about him and almost cheery in his disposition. After all, he has lived a good life and raised a family, while Josiah's kids are still young like him. Things get terse when Josiah seems very upset, almost too upset for the choice to be the logical one. As people start yelling at him to try to make him reconsider, he solemnly follows the directions of the voice. Crush the boy's head. This reveals a medallion. Line it up with the metallic case, which will reveal a pin. Place your thumb on the pin and make the choice. Then the box will open and reveal what has remained hidden, a secret from the gods as a token for the sacrifice that has been made. Josiah places his thumb on the pin, looks at his wife, and says, "I love you," and then says in the ancient language, one he didn't even ever know, "I choose me. It is my fault the chain of our ancestors is broken, and that choice shall not punish my elder." Then Josiah starts singing a song in the ancient language when the room flashes and he's gone. Everyone is stunned and distraught. The box, as promised, clicks loudly, and when Grandma inspects it, she realizes that it opens, and the reason it is so heavy is not the metal that it is made out of. There's a small device inside that is similar to a record player and a small record-like disc. It is blood red and still warm when Grandma places it onto the bottom of the box and presses a button. Total shock rushes over the family as they hear Josiah's voice as he sings an ancient song in the ancient tongue. You can practically hear that he's holding back tears. His wife starts bawling as she collapses to the floor when the singing stops. And plain as day, Josiah speaks. Hello, everyone. Victoria, I am sorry that this is how things have ended up. I will love you eternally, and I want you to live a long and fulfilling life. Dad, I am sorry as well. I should have done more to connect you with you and accept your love. My birthday gift to you is this: 31.283 negative 119.342. Those are the exact GPS coordinates of the river you seek. They don't notice it at first, but at the end of the recording, there's a pause and some noise. Through the commotion, it sounds like static, but his grandma yells at everyone to shut up, something that never has happened before and stuns the family. They listen up. At the very end of the tape, you can hear footsteps walking through leaves and a little kid's voice saying a distance, "Hello?" It's then that they collectively realize that in the background the whole time, there's the gentle sound of a stream, or maybe a river.